Okay, welcome everyone. Let's play a bit more Supreme Vintage Cube before it's taken down shortly. Whoa, this pack must be one of the worst packs ever opened in Supreme Vintage Cube. I mean, Source of Plowshare, sure. And then maybe like Cathar Commando. Yeah, it's that or Saheeli. Let's see. Saheeli. Gonna make a bunch of 1/1s. I don't hate that, but I'll try the Flash card. I've been enjoying the creatures. Okay, this next pack isn't much better. We have another creature and then a Fire Ice. Yeah, really not an impressive start here. Let's see when we get into the vintage part of the cube. Dak Phaeton and a land? I guess. We're aiming for something Jeskai. This is way more like it. Nice with an Onclar Mox. So we're looking for the same old, like, blue interactive stuff. But we're kind of into Jeskai here because of, good removal and, I guess, bad packs. Orso Will is for sure, and then for me, it's between Fractured Identity or Tidebinder. So basically, an expensive, more impactful card versus a cheaper card. I think I'm supposed to take the cheaper card. Interesting pick, nonetheless. So here is Preordain and Mana Vault. Funnily enough, Mana Vault would have been pretty sick with Fractured, but that's okay. Tundra's a lock. We kind of need that. And I guess since we're trying to cast Dak Phaeton, Bloodstainmire is also good. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's see here. Let's go Tinker. Sure. I've really enjoyed Tinker Blightsteel in this format. So what else? Flash. Not a big Flash guy, actually. Maybe I'll just take Charter Course. What about this pack? This pack has Counterspell and Misty. Okay. I can get behind that. We're currently halfway through the packs. Okay, 3 good lands, and I missed the Confluence. So let's see. It would be pretty awesome if, yeah, Steam Vents would kind of solidify my Red Splash. Arid Mesa is currently basic Mountain and... No, it's actually for both of them. Okay, then I guess we take Arid Mesa. And what else? Maybe the Mystic Confluence is okay. Mystic Confluence, Steam Vents, Hallowed Fountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess I can take Mystic Confluence. Teferi is cool, but 5 drops. It's kind of expensive. Can I support double red? Because Fiery Confluence, I feel like, is insane. Maybe I go Fiery Islet, and then I maybe can support double red. Okay, pretty easy Mox, pretty easy Mana Leak. Sad to let the Tarn go, but that's okay. 6 packs left. Yeah, Ponder for sure, and then I guess Monastery Mentor. Monastery Mentor is one of my favorite win cons in this format. Mox Ruby, easy. Remand, easy. I mean, with packs like that, it's not easy at all. Ancestral Recall, yes, baby. Let's add Ancestral Recall to the fold, and then it's probably going to be Lauren Revealed. Let me quickly check. I have 11 mana sources. That's quite a lot. But 4 drops aren't that great. I could take Triplicate Titan to make the Tinker work, or at least that card. Maybe that's better. Ooh, I like this pack a lot. So do we have any kind of green mana in our deck? We don't. I mean, Fourth Lingus is a lock. Let's take that. I think since I don't have any green mana, I'll take Stern Scolding. Stern Scolding is good against like Bowmasters, Hull Breacher, some other stuff, I guess. Second to last pack. Spell Pierce with no doubt in my mind. And then, do I have enough win cons? I have Mentor, Tinker Triplicate, Fourth Lingus. It's a decent amount of win cons. Have 11 mana sources. So maybe if I take... Yeah, Strip Mine or Seed Shark. Strip Mine is awesome in this format. Seed Shark is... I like it I like it a lot, but I don't have any forces, which is like the best thing you can be doing with that card. Okay, here I'll take Easy Urza, and then for me it's between Lightning Bolt and Fairy Mastermind. Let's see. Fairy Mastermind, playing draw go, holding up counters. I do like that a lot. Okay, let's take Fairy Mastermind. And most likely I'm just going to add 5 lands and call it a day here. That would put me to 17 total with Strip Mine and a bunch of colorless. Okay, so maybe actually I cut 1 card, which is kind of funny. I haven't been doing a lot of card cutting with this format, to be honest. Oh, I did have a Force Will. I missed that one. So that would have made the Shark a bit better, but since I'm cutting spells now, the point is kind of moot, I would say. Maybe it's okay. I have billion cantrips, ancestral, etc. So let's count red mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so maybe actually it's the Fiery Confluence. I can't cast that card, but I want to sideboard it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could go 1. Let's see. How many white? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same thing. Go 1 plains, then count blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 4 is 9. I want to get to 10. Let's see. If I get to 10 and I remove... what do I remove? Maybe I remove Mountain because I have Fiery Islet. And then it's kind of balanced. I need white earlier. Okay, I'll happily play this. This looks like a lot of fun. Let's quickly check in on our power count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, not insane, but definitely something I can work with. This deck is pretty threat heavy, but I think that's okay. We have cantrips to kind of make our deck smaller, etc. Yeah, this will be good. All right, I'll save this. See you guys for the matches. All right, round 1, I won the die roll, and I have turn 1 Tinker. It's if I go turn 1 Tinker, I have like counter spells up from turn 2 and forward. If I go turn 2 Tinker, I have counter backup there, like at the same time. It's actually a quite close decision. I'm gonna go for the Tinker turn 1, but I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't fault anyone for waiting a turn. Land Mox, hold up Leak, next turn, next land, a Mana Vault out of this. Yeah, the thing is, then I would have Mana League mana floating, but if that happens, I don't have it on the opponent's turn. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a turn 1 here. I think with my Misty, maybe I'm gonna hang on to the Misty. I don't mind taking a little bit of damage here. Let's get rid of the Mana Vault. Triplicate Titan. It's no Blightsteel. It's no Bolas' Citadel. It's Triplicate Titan. Dies to Plow, dies to like bounce or whatever. Okay. That was enough this time around. Fair enough. So we don't know anything about our opponent's deck. I don't think it makes any sense to like rebuild or do any shenanigans. I'm just gonna resubmit. All right, on the draw here, up a game. This is fine. I have a Mox. I can get into the game with either cantripping from Preordain, buying a little bit of time with Ice on the opponent's upkeep. And if everything goes well... No, I guess I would have to be really lucky, like find red or white Mox to cast it turn 2, except I just drew Fiery Islet. So the reason I play Fiery Islet here is so that I can still tap on the opponent's upkeep if given the chance. Let's say they fetch like a Triumph or whatever end of turn. And then I have red on Fiery Islet, white on Sacred Foundry, so I can go turn 2 Eolingas. Let's see if that comes to fruition. I mean, the opponent might not even fetch. Okay, the opponent did fetch. Makes a lot of sense if you have shocks or triumphs in your deck. I'll try and time walk my opponent here. Fire Ice. It's actually, I thought about this the other day. Fire Ice has been around for almost 25 years, and it's really holding up. Like, good in Modern, good in Cube, good in Pauper. Like, yeah, this card is awesome. Okay, so the opponent has 1 mana up, and I draw Mana Crypt. I'm not going to play around Spell Pierce here. I'm going to try and make the biggest Yalingus possible. Try and make 3 guys. Let's see if we get Pierced or Forced. We get Dazed. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. The greed got me there. The opponent's passing the turn with 2 mana up. Pretty scary, to be honest. That was a big swing, unfortunately. Now I can go Urza, most likely get that countered as well, but I don't think I'm in a position to not play my cards out. Can I play Urza Cantrip? If Urza resolves, I can play a Preordain as well. Pay 3 mana, yeah. So the opponent got me good twice in a row now with my mana situation. Oof. Brutal. So now we know about Daze and Mana Leak. Opponent cycles for a basic mountain. The Mana Crypt is kind of ticking here. I actually like Blue-Red a lot. Blue-Red has some good win counts in my opinion, like Rebel Master, Fable, Lelia. I like those cards for Supreme. Let's see what we can flip here. Still have pretty insane card quality in our deck. Let's count here. 4, 6, 7. Yeah, it's not that far off. So, ooh, so now I can actually play Triplicate Titan, I believe. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can play the next turn. I think that's good enough, even though it's also a bit, yeah, you know, hardcast Triplicate. Okay, so I think I go draw the Scolding, deploy Mana Vault. The next turn I play Triplicate with Force Backup. I think that's reasonable. And I have Stern Scolding for some of the cards I mentioned before, Hull Breacher, stuff along those lines. But mainly it's going to be a Blue Force pitch. I think that's going to be my last. Ooh, nice for us that they cycled Miscalc. That's going to be like our last play, because underneath that we have Mox Ruby, we're taking damage from Crypt. We're going to be taking damage from Mana Vault, etc. So that's going to be my last shot in the chamber, I would think. No damage from Mana Vault. Let's roll. Heads. Lost the flip. What a shame. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Triplicate Titan it is. Let's see if that works. Force of Will. I'll force the force, and that's going to be kind of my last play of this game. Is this negation? It's Hull Breacher. They just pitched Time Twister, so let's see if we get wheeled. That would be brutal. Dak Faden is the biggest enemy. I mean, stuff like Jace the Mind Sculptor will also be enough to do it to me here. Palantir, that card is fine. I'm at 10 life though, so I might have to give our opponent an extra card. I will spend my turn untapping Mana Vault in this spot. Let's see what they do here. I need to get 2 hits in. Yeah, the opponent is smart here. Yeah, I'll let them draw. I'm gonna pay 4. Let's see the roll. Get in there with Titan. So the usual trick is with Palantir is the opponent when they stack 2 to the top, the most common thing is that they want card number 2. And this is with the first Palantir trigger. One counter goes on, so they kind of, no matter if I give them the card or not, they gain access to that card on the next turn. Which is not ideal. 4 mana. Is this Jace the Mind Sculptor? It's the One Ring. Okay. The One Ring is good here. The opponent most likely stacked that card. I have to give them more cards here. It's kind of awful. But they can't draw with Ring. They're at 1 life. Okay. So, bunch of options here for me. I can win this game. So let's see. They scry 2 to the top. Do I believe that those 2 cards have a combined mana cost of 10? Yes, I guess with Mana Vault I can't. I need to let them draw. Even though, yeah, it's too much. I need to get I need to get through this turn and get 1 more attack in. Brutal. It seems like the opponent wanted maybe one of those cards. I don't know. Or they kept it with the thought in mind that I might I might mill. I don't know. Mystic Confluence. Okay. Mystic Confluence. Okay. I mean, now the opponent has to have hard counter because I have plenty of mana here. The opponent cannot draw on Ring. They're at 1 life. And they need to beat my hard counter here. Wheel of Fortune. I'm gonna say no to that card. I'm gonna say Mana Leak, bounce, and draw a card. Brutal. I think we choked out the opponent here. No Force of Will. Yeah, I thought I was dead after getting dazed and leaked. But I was kind of lucky. The opponent cycled Miscalculation since I had like infinite mana in their point of view. But my plan was play Triplicate Titan with Force backup, which is not like how you expect the game to go. They did see it game 1 though, so there is a world where cycling that Miscalculation was not a great play. But then again, they were missing land drops, so yeah. I mean, I think we just threaded the needle, got pretty lucky there. That's kind of the story about Supreme Vintage Cube. Life comes at you very, very fast. All right. See you guys for round 2. Okay, we're playing first. In round 2 here, we were kind of lucky to win the first match 2-0. I didn't expect to win that game. Yeah, this hand is a pretty clear keep. If I'm lucky, I get to Stern Scolding something and then play 4 Theolingus, but that's not that realistic in my opinion. Let's see what I'm leading on. I have Tundra in my deck. I have basic Plains, I have basic Island. I think fetching Tundra with Arid Mesa is the best play for me turn 1. Like, what creatures would my opponent realistically play out turn 1 that I could catch with Stern Scolding? Not that many. Can't remember if I have any tap lands, so I'm going to do it end of turn. Okay. Spell Pierce is a very good card, but I think it's like a great window to Forthilingus here. What's Forthilingus for 1? Hope to not get Snuff Outed or Forced. If I do get Forced, it is what it is. The opponent's playing Urborg, so that kind of leads me to believe they play Doomsday. The Human Knight got in there. I don't have the ability to counter a creature. Okay, Palantir is a beatable card. I've found that card is not insane in this format. I'm gonna mill my opponent here, more or less, no matter what happens. Mill, take 0. Just play Urza. Hold up Spell Pierce. If Urza resolves, they can have their own Stern Scolding. Stern Scolding against Urza is actually should be illegal. Let's see if the opponent has the illegal play. Tap Watergrave. Alright, that works. I'm going to get in for one, draw one more card, hold up Pierce and Scolding. Only one of them, though. Spellseeker. Yeah, I feel like I should counter that card. The thing about Stern Scolding is, while it's like the bigger, that like it's better to counter an Urza than to counter Spellseeker, obviously. But you should more or less counter whatever target you find. The opponent has seen enough here. I mean, yeah, they're not looking great, obviously, but pretty early concession there. I'm just gonna keep my deck like it was. And let's see if we can have one more nice draw. The thing about this deck is it doesn't have that much acceleration. So just having one piece... So just having one piece in my opener I was really excited about. How to play Magic the Gathering. Yeah, now things become interesting if the opponent can pass with like a threatening amount of mana. I'm kind of losing my mana, so to speak, if I go Ancestral on my opponent's turn, but I'm also stealing the opponent's mana if they wanna counter it. So I think I'm gonna do that. I don't believe. Yeah, I have a Plow in the deck. Let's play Ancestral Recall before the opponent gets, you know, Hull Breacher, Bowmaster, etc. online. What? The opponent just passing the turn here? Okay, now I'm in insanely good shape. I have a Strip Mine. How many cards do I have? I have 8 cards, so that's kind of perfect. The Strip Mine can really do it to the opponent here. Let's just start with that, to be honest. I think that's incredible. With the opponent floating mana here, I'm not going to go for 4th Yolingas. I'm going to kind of take it easy here. Because I need to play it first main phase for me to get the Monarch. And they floated the mana, so they had potential 2 mana counter available. This is not fun. So let's see. I think I'm supposed to play this, quote-unquote, like, safely. So let's play this Chart of Course. I'm willing to get Spell Pierced on this one. I'm kind of actually inviting my opponent to do so. Okay. So let's see. Maybe I can discard the Sacred Foundry. I think that's just fine. Play land, pass. I'm kind of taking this kind of slow. Let's see if I regret discarding a land there. Okay. Now I'm going to go 4th Yolingas with X1. I think that's just fine play. Nothing crazy. Let's see if my computer wants to cooperate. It, in fact, did want to cooperate. So let's Yolingas for 1. I just don't want to, ever let my guard down when I'm in such a good shape. Force a negation. So now I can go for mana leaking the Force of Negation, just, powering it through. Or I can go for the value play and remand my own spell, but I don't think that's, like, necessary here. I think it's game-breaking if I get to become the Monarch. If the opponent already had a Spell Pierce, they would have led on that card, so... Okay, Force of Will as well. Okay, so I got to trade 2 cards for 4 cards, while the opponent's missing land drops. And I have all the answers in the world. Terra Mastermind, yeah, this is actually a perfect game for that card. I love to just sit back. I don't have to do anything. The opponent needs to come to me. Let's see. So that Mox is a 2-mana source. It's Mox Emerald and turns on Opal. So maybe the play is to counter it, draw 2 cards. Seems like something that would get even the most dedicated Magic player to concede. But that wasn't the case. Okay. Yeah, this is unheard of. So I can go Tinker. I have double backup, and then just, yeah, that's probably fine. Let's tinker away the reds. No, let's tinker away the white source. Triplicate Titan. Yeah, it's just over. Like, The moment my opponent missed their land drop and I could kind of strip mine them, fight over Mox, got to trade 2 spells for 4 spells. It was just over. All right, guys, let's see if we can finish the job in round 3. This is, yeah, quite the ride. All right, guys, we're here for the finals of the Supreme Vintage Cube Draft. I'm playing Jeskai. This hand doesn't have Jeskai mana, though. So the hand looks insane, but is it really, though? I feel like this is an easy keep because it kind of explodes if I find a white source. I mean, let's see how desperate I get. I was about to say I might even be willing to sacrifice Fiery Islet, but I'm not sure about that. Sacrificing Fiery Islet. I think it's too much, because if I draw a random island, I have my blue spells unlocked. Oof, looks like the opponent came to game. No imprint. It works like a Sapphire, just the same, so might be fine. So now, see if we can do it. I think we did it. That's a Tundra. Tundra. Can we play? Yeah, I feel like the opponent played out a Mana Crypt. I think it's okay to play a little bit passive here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to jam every day. Yeah, I just have good, like good experience with not jamming in these spots. Faithless Looting. I'm definitely not going to worry about that. So let's see if the opponent is using that card as a filter card only, or there's any brokenness from the yard. Like, if you're breaching, etc., that card can be good. Okay, the opponent just discards 2 mana sources, passes the turn. This situation might be good for me. I think I'm also 1 blue mana away from playing Eolingas with backup. I don't think I can play that. Well, yeah, I'm too scared about Hull Breacher. It feels very bad, though, to pass the turn, don't play land, don't play the 1 mana cantrip I just drew. Like, yeah, not the best. At least things are going according to plan when it comes to the Mana Crypt on the opposing side of the table. Kind of a fun format, right? We're both, trying to build a good window to do proactive stuff, but we also realize that that can go terribly bad. Okay, that card is strong. So I think now I have 4th Eolingas with counterspell backup, and I'm actually going to go for that. 4th Eolingas for Dres. Oh, that's, I'm a big boy, right? Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'll play out the Mana Crypt. Let's try 4th Eolingas for 5. That sounds way better, right? So let's see if the opponent has 2 counters and, like, the ability to cast them. Mana Drain gets countered, so they need a Force on top, which is very possible in this format. They did not have a Force on top, so they take 10 and I draw a card. So the dream is I draw into my own Force here. Unreasonable, right? Yeah, unreasonable. Okay, so the opponent's very low on life, so now they need to, like, look, if they can, like, storm me out, that works. But they need to deal with a lot here, and they're at 4 with a Crypt in play. Narset with only 1 colorless mana floating. It doesn't look good. It's like they have to hit, like, Black Lotus and then have a draw 7 already, stuff like that. Okay, so they can actually tinker this turn. Let's see if they have a tinker target that beats the guys here. They don't, so what does that tell me? They don't have a tinker target that beat the guys. So maybe they have, like, Lightsteel or the Portal. That wouldn't do anything, so they don't want to show that. Yeah, not sure. Okay, so we were lucky to get that one. Look, my opponent showed My opponent showed Tolarian Academy, so I want to go, like, remove Plow. Might not even remove Plow. Maybe that card is always good, but let's see how it looks. How many red do I have when I go for this setup? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is not a lot, but I think this card is insane. Let's see about white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough to still run Plow. So maybe I just cut like my worst card aside from the Plow might still be good. But I add a Mountain. I want to tilt my mana that way. But let's see, what's my worst card? Probably something like Charta Course. Yeah, that card is like best in the mid game where I'm like attacking with some creature. Maybe it's Stern Scolding. I didn't see anything. And it's like the most situational one. Yeah, I'll try this. It's even possible I should have had the Commando in here. Let's see. Obvious mulligan here. No mana sources. Ancestral Recall to laugh in my face. Okay, this is not terrible. This is not great. This is not terrible. We can play here. The opponent starts with 7 cards. We lose to bonker stuff. We can play against, you know, medium type things. Okay. Let's see if the Mana Crypt resolves. It does. Okay. So now I pass, ready to flash in the Mastermind. Don't care too much about what's going to happen with that card. Okay. The opponent flashes in a Hull Breacher. In most cases, I just like jamming the Hull Breacher, to be honest. I think I'm going to trade with it here. Play Mastermind. The Psy can be very annoying, but the opponent kind of played out some artifacts already, so maybe it's not that bad. I'm going to start taking some damage here. Okay, so maybe I just make sure I take the least damage possible. Urza, make a 2/2. The opponent's still on 3 mana. Okay, yeah, top is very good with Psy, unfortunately. It's like ensures a lot of triggers. How do I like fight out of this? Something like Tinker would be awesome. Fiery Confluence. Okay, Chrome Mox it is. The opponent with 2 cards in hand, so they might not even imprint. They might just want it for... Okay, they do imprint. Thassa's Oracle. Okay. So now I'm kind of scared. The opponent imprinted, holding up 2 blue. Terrible draw here. Let's see. I can fetch out basic Mountain and spin with Urza. Let's spin, see what happens. Strip mine. Yeah, that's not great. Have to pass. The opponent can look with top. They can even draw with top. Yeah, exactly. So this is what kind of keeps Psy going. And then it becomes this like Planeswalker type effect. And I don't think I can beat the chip damage in the air combined with the Mana Crypt. I need to draw Tinker very, very soon. Also, the opponent, by imprinting that Oracle, really looks like holding up some kind of counter. Could be a soft counter, though, but we saw Mana Drain game 1, which is bad news. Okay, the opponent draws another card. Plays a land. Makes sense if they're going to do it anyway to like trigger Psy next turn. Lost the flip. Mystic Confluence, very good card. Mystic Confluence. The problem is the opponent doesn't have to do anything. That is kind of the problem. I'm going to try countering the top. Drawing 1 card, it's like so bad. Counter the top, draw a card. I get drained here, I assume. I get remanded. Oh, interesting. The opponent could have remanded their own top. So this card goes to my yard. It fizzles because the targets are gone, so I don't get any cards. Then you just pay 1 more mana for the top. Now I have a Mystic Confluence in hand, which is... I think it's better for the opponent to just spend 1 more mana, and I don't have this card in hand. The top is activated once more. The opponent makes a land drop. I'm getting clocked in the air. I think it's about closing time when it comes to the Tinker. And we're taking a bunch of damage here. There's a Tinker. Okay. So let's... Wait a minute. We can actually... If we play out a land, we can also Confluence this turn. Okay. Tinker Triplicate Titan. So right now I'm wondering... Should I just bounce 3 tokens right away? I could see that. Fetch Tundra. Let's bounce 3 tokens. Kind of want to slow my opponent down here as much as possible. Attacking doesn't make any sense. The Triplicate Titan has Vigilance, which is kind of cool. Okay, Displacer Kitten. So let's see. Not quite sure what that is doing here. Okay, I guess it's generating mana. That's cool. The opponent can't really attack. Then I'm going to attack for 9 and still like hold the fort with the creatures. Drawing with top. Finding what? Ancestral Recall. Wow. Gets to blink the Mox. Draw into the top once more. Yeah, that's like the opponent's plan to flood the board with 1/1s. I have Fiery Confluence in my deck. I just remembered. Like, that card would just single-handedly do a whole lot of damage. Fiery Confluence. I feel like I should look for it. Fiery Confluence. I draw Preordain. Like, that's 3 more looks for the Fiery Confluence. Mentor with nothing. I don't think that's desirable. Okay. That sucks. Let's see. Do I Urza try and hit the Fiery Confluence? What's going to happen if I don't do that? Then I can block with 3 things instead of... Yeah, I think it's good time to do it. Let's see. Urza. Dak Faden is not horrible. Don't mind that card. Force and Negation. Brutal. Okay. Oh, the opponent pitched Teferi? Oh, they couldn't cast Teferi, that's why. Okay, so I can get in for 9 here, which doesn't do it. Unfortunately, it's a 3-turn clock. We cleared the opponent's counter magic. We have 1 more turn to find the Fiery Confluence, I believe. Sensei's Divining Top, floating a black because they want to blink the jet. Makes sense. And there comes Shieldred, and that'll do it to me, because the opponent can now attack with 3 flowers. I can block 1, I go to 2, so that'll do it. Okay. The opponent has Shieldred, Basic Mountain, and Teferi in the same deck. Maybe there's something to be said about the opponent's mana situation. So Sai is a good Stern Scolding target. I might want that back in. Do I have any, like, bad cards here. Chart, of course, is not bad, but it's not great either. Like, we can just swap there. Okay, comes down to this. Game 3 of the finals. Let's see what we can do. We can do some very good things here. Turn 1 Ancestral Recall with backup. That is awesome. And we have the Fiery Confluence to play towards, despite, I think I only have like 7 red sources, something along those lines. Yeah, this is promising. Even have the Strip Mine. Okay. I'm going to go Ancestral turn 1, because if it resolves, I can just play my Pearl and stay on 7 cards. And if my opponent has a Force, I can force back. Tidebinder, Mastermind, and a land. The land was awesome. What is the opponent doing here? Okay. Live with that. Mana Crypt. My opponent's going to T1 Tinker. Your boy's going to force it. And then the opponent did not have a Force Will on their own. Figured the Ancestral would have gotten countered. I mean, of course they can find it on the draw step. So I'm just going to check my list real quick here. Of red sources fetchable with Arid Mesa, I have only Sacred Foundry. Okay. Oh, and I added Mountain. That's true. I added Mountain. Interesting. I think the play is play Arid Mesa pass. If nothing happens, I'm going to play Mastermind. If some, like, best case scenario, my opponent fetches and I get to Tidebinder, right? The opponent's passing the turn here. This could be the end of the road for the opponent. Let's see. Fairy Mastermind resolves. I'll fetch a tap Fountain before my turn. Draw. Ancestral Recall. Okay, that's cool. So I get to draw an extra card off of Mastermind. I now have Mana Leak. I can strip my opponent, sit behind Mana Leak and Tidebinder. I think I like that. Let's strip mine, attack for 2. And now I'm hoping to just slowly but surely tempo my opponent out of this game while attacking with some bad creatures. The opponent didn't find like a lot of Moxen on the Ancestral. That was good news. I get to resolve that. Misty Rainforest. I don't think that does anything crazy good for me. I'm just going to crack it on my opponent's upkeep and check. I think I only have Tundra. Attack for 5. Fetch on the opponent's upkeep. Go for Tundra. So I don't have double red for the Confluence yet. Let's see. Opponent. Tapped. So I can go Fairy Mastermind activation. I draw 2. My opponent draws 1. I think that's good. Let's hope I don't get dismembered. I don't. I draw 4th Yolingus. That could be it. And Mentor. Wow. The opponent has to discard here because they drew an extra card. That's probably not going to be an issue, though. That land is pretty darn awesome because it makes it so that I attack my opponent here, and if they manage to deal with the board, I now have access to the Fiery Confluence to finish off my opponent. Monastery Mentor, second main phase. Hold up the leak. I only have to counter like insane big comeback cards. I don't have to counter, small stuff like Kill Your Mentor or whatever. Opponent develops a Saga. Could be too late. Let's see. And now I have 7 damage on the field already, so I don't think there's any point to do anything here. So let's see. Yeah, I feel like I just play a land, attack, play Fiery Confluence with Mana Leak backup. The opponent might have some kind of flash creatures trying to like stem the bleeding here. Don't care about that card. I'll just play the Fiery Confluence with backup and win. Opponent goes to 2. Take 6. And yeah, I think that'll do it. Not yet, not yet. I get to Mana Leak the Force. They need the other Force as well. They didn't have it. Yeah, I've been on a pretty nice roll here. I'm building good decks. I'm drawing well, and that will lead to victories sometimes. Yeah, this is just like I don't know. I love this kind of explosive magic where the decisions are so condensed around the first few turns and sequencing versus counter spells. Do I play my best spell? Does draw go benefit me or not? This, like all of that, this small stuff, I think is very cool for a change. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Another trophy run in the books. Gotta love that. And yeah, see you next time. Bye, guys.